Hello and welcome to the Acro Football Tactics channel. Today's analysis will be about the UEFA Champions League second leg game between Bayern and Arsenal. It's been a turbulent season for Bayern, and going into the semi-final second leg, it felt like it was the biggest game of their season. Arsenal, meanwhile, have stumbled lately, suffering a late 2-0 defeat against Aston Villa. How was Thomas Tuchel's Bayern able to silence Mikel Arteta's Arsenal? Let's find out. Bayern, bugged with injuries, had to make some changes to their lineup. Guerriero had to start as a left winger, as Gnabry, Coman had been ruled out of the game with injuries. However, they were boosted by the returns of Sane and Neuer to the starting 11. Arsenal, meanwhile, started with their usual 4-3-3, with Havertz starting once again as a false 9, with Gabriel Jesus settling for a place on the bench. Playing really pressing high, so Arsenal found it very easy to come out of the first phase. As opposed to last week, Arsenal on their right hand side made some changes to their dynamics. White was constantly overlapping Saka in a bid to see how far the Bayern wingers were willing to follow him. But the time and the occasion must have made Arteta rethink his tactics, as White was seen staying much more deeper next to Saliba, most likely in a bid to fight against the counter-attacks. Odegaard returned to his usual position in the right attacking half space, constantly trying to make the half space runs, or, more frequently seen in this game, pulling out to the wide areas in a bid to draw Lima out of his position and open up gaps for the dropping Havertz or Jorginho making late runs from midfield. White in his deep right centre-back spot, and Odegaard is now playing an auxiliary right-back role. Lima, being as hard-working as he is, tracks Odegaard to the wide areas, with Saka holding the weight. Lima pushing out to press Odegaard in the wide area, meaning Jorginho can now run into the open space left open by the Austrian. Here again, Musiala is trying to press Saliba and use his cover shadow on Jorginho, but Odegaard makes a late run into the midfield and plays a wall pass into Jorginho, now in acres of space, and the first line of pressure for Bayern has been eliminated. Rice was also playing more cautiously in this game. Instead of being in his usual left half space, as we have seen recently, trying to make runs in behind the Bayern's defense, he was seen more closer to Jorginho, receiving passes, and mainly trying to outnumber Musiala in this base of the pivot spot, as Jorginho and Rice could combine to play around the Bayern half-hearted presses and then progress forward, usually down the wings. As we saw on the right, White staying deeper to prevent the counter-attacks, mainly shadowed by Guerriero. On the left, Tomiyasu could invert into the midfield, but not in a Zinchenko type of way, as he's less capable on the ball. Most times, Sane wouldn't be willing to follow him. Tomiyasu could receive, most times with time and space around him, looking to progress forward. Other times, Tomiyasu could stay in his traditional left back spot, once again trying to prevent the counter attack, as we all know how dangerous Sane is on the break. Tomiyasu inverting created another problem for Bayern, as Musiala was outnumbered 2v1 on several occasions, thanks to the inversion of Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu has moved into an attacking right half space, and Rice has now dropped into an auxiliary left back spot. But Goretzka, not known for his hard pressing, wasn't willing to follow, meaning Rice can receive in acres of space. In order to gain advantages against Arsenal's press, which has been renowned for its aggressiveness and compactness, and has brought Arteta a lot of success, Bayern decided to revert away from a flat 4 to a more of a 3-1-4-2 in possession, to give them advantages both in build-up and higher up the pitch, as Goretzka would drop in from midfield to form a back 3 with Delete and Dyer, thereby outnumbering Arsenal's front 2 of Havertz and Odegaard. This had a lot of advantages for Bayern. Obviously, the numerical advantage in defense. Lima could also receive behind the Arsenal press in acres of space, but this rarely happened, as Rice or Jorginho were aggressive in shutting down this passing option. Goretzka now in the right centre-back spot dropping in from his midfield position in a bid to outnumber Arsenal's front two of Havertz and Odegaard. On the other side, Mazraoui, Guerriero and Musiala are trying to create an overload on Arsenal's right hand side. The main advantages for Bayern, however, were down the wings, especially down the left hand side. The combination of Mazraoui, Guerriero, Musiala and Dyer causing issues for Arsenal. At times when the ball went wide to Dyer, Saka would be drawn up to pressure Dyer. White would then be drawn to Mazraoui, and Guerriero could make this run in behind the space left open by Ben White. Arsenal tries to enact their wide press. Odegaard was on Dyer, Saka pushing onto Mazraoui. White was trying to back up the press and push onto Guerriero, but the 1-2 exploited the space left open by White after the Englishman was trying to be aggressive, leaving a huge gap for Bayern on the break, leading to a very close chance to take the lead. Saka is pressing Dyer. Mazraoui is tying up White. Musiala is also keeping Jorginho busy. This all culminates into Guerriero having time and space to receive from Dyer unchallenged, and the Arsenal press is broken. Another way of exploiting this wide advantage for Bayern was the interchange of positions between Guerriero and Mazraoui. Guerriero, also being a midfielder, made it comfortable for him to drop into the midfield, thereby attracting Ben White, and Mazraoui can make the run in behind Saka if he was caught ball watching, leading to some promising opportunities for Bayern. From the Bayern goal kick, Saka tries to press Dyer, but this ultimately leaves Mazraoui in acres of space to receive the switch for Manuel Neuer. Again, Saka is on Dyer, meaning Mazraoui is in space, and received the long ball for Manuel Neuer. This draws White into pressing Mazraoui, thereby leaving a gap in the Arsenal defense. White is out of position. Kane and Guerriero are now trying to exploit that gap to good effect, almost leading to a catastrophic own goal for Arsenal. Bayern have now progressed to the semi-final of the Champions League, a silver lining in their dark clouds. Arsenal, meanwhile, will be disappointed as they look toothless throughout the 90 minutes. With the Champions League now gone, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, with only the Premier League left to play for. Bayern now set up a mouth-watering clash against 14-time winners Real Madrid, who will prevail over both legs. Let us know in the comment section. Please give this video a like and subscribe as it helps the channel to keep growing. I will see you in the next one.